Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to 2D Talk Sense, y'all. I am on my lunch. As y'all know, as y'all can see, I'm in this car, right? So I ain't gonna say my big back self was eating. That's why I'm 2 minutes late. But I did pull over in the parking lot so I can start my live. Okay. So today we're gonna talk about what's been going on since yeah, and my allergies are acting crazy. But today we're gonna talk about what's been going on since Trump been the president elect, was voted the president elect. And we also gonna talk about um the African Americans pretty much telling somebody to find somebody else to do it. We're telling the whole US to find somebody else to do it once we done got this vote count back. We're gonna talk about Trump picked his border czar, who is Tom Homan, who is the former head of the ICE. And what else? Lil Durk got more charges added, y'all. So come on, y'all. Let's discuss. Okay, y'all, that's enough of the theme music. So I ain't gonna have up all day because the entire time I already getting a phone call because my hand gonna hurt and I didn't bring my holder for the car. So okay, y'all just gonna see me for now. But I ain't gonna be the whole time, okay? Now, first, y'all, let's talk about the African Americans telling the whole US find somebody else to do it, right? Now, when these polls number came out, I had wrote it down. I must left it up in there. But these polls number came out, right? It was overwhelmingly. I wonder if this exit out, because I'm finna try to see if I can look at my pictures. Why this is still on here? And I don't think so. But it was an overwhelming. Oh wait, let's see. No. If y'all could still hear me because it exited me out of the studio. Okay, y'all. I ain't gonna touch nothing else. I'm just gonna talk. Okay, let's talk about. Come on, y'all. Let's discuss. Let's discuss that the African American population is telling the whole U.S. to find somebody else to do it. Okay, because we are sick of y'all shit. Baby, that's what I said in my video. The first video that I came back on, I said people are expecting the African American population, especially African American women, to be devastated. I said we may be disappointed, but we're not devastated. And most of us aren't even shocked because this is America. Like this is we didn't dealt with stuff like this throughout, baby. We just dealt with stuff like this throughout history and throughout our time living. So these may be disappointing, but it's definitely not devastating. And already, baby, TikTok is in a whole uproar with just various. This ain't just black women; it's black men who saying find somebody else to do it. I don't know if y'all listen to Gorilla new album, Let Them Cook, because when Donald Trump out here causing the mayhem that we believe that the people who voted for VP Harris, the mayhem that we believe that he's gonna cause. And he already started with this mass deportation. There's already been articles about him. He's about to cut Social Security. So when he started doing all this, that's gonna affect y'all. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure, Black woman gonna make it happen, baby. In our household, we gonna make things happen. It may be rough. We don't care who over there at the head of the table. We don't care who in charge of the U.S., baby. We gonna make it happen. Come hell or high water, we gonna make it happen for our household. It would have been easier if we had some things that Kamala Harris had proposed. It would have been easier with some of these grants. It would have been easier with some of these tax cut for the middle class and the working class. It would have been easier for loan forgiveness. But baby, one thing for certain, two things for sure, we finna make it happen. Can the rest of the world say that? Well, not the world, the rest of the U.S. And hell, probably the world too, because we all know the U.S. president do affect what happens in the world. Like they're saying that this Donald Trump being president will affect, the Ukraine war, because Putin is his friend. So they are hoping that he won't take away the aid from the Ukraine, because that's the main reason that that little country has been able to sustain itself against big ass Russia, because of the aid that the U.S. is sending to Ukraine. And then they're thinking that Donald Trump may end that aid, which is, they feel like that will be Russia's first step to conquering more countries. Because most power hungry, most dictators don't stop with one. They go to the closest one to them, then take the next one, then take the next one, then take the next one. Baby, but the Black American, we saying find somebody else to do it, to fight them fights, to be out there marching, to when everything happened that we didn't warn you about that's gonna happen. Because we ain't the majority of the people that's on link. When it starts to affect your pockets. Now, I said, have y'all listened to Gorilla album? A new album, and it's a song on there called Let Her Cook, right? I said the whole Black America during the next 4 years, that's probably gonna be our motto for life. We just gonna sit there, and after every news article, every news story, we're gonna be like, let them cook. Because we try, like Roland Martin said, we tried to tell you Donald Trump got kids in cages. Let them cook. Donald Trump doing a mass deportation. Let them cook. Donald Trump then cut off a link. Let them cook. Donald Trump then raised the age of Social Security. Let them cook. They didn't. I'm gonna go into that story, but he didn't already. The person he didn't put over ICE said, well, they asked him, is there any way that you can do a mass deportation without splitting up family? He said, yeah, sure. Send them all back to Mexico, even the American citizens. I said, but in all fairness, this was already what was going on the last time. And a great majority, I want to say men were 40-some% that voted for Trump, a Latino man. And I want to say 45% that voted for Trump, and Latino women were 40%. So if they didn't get no fuck about them kids being in cage, the Black people are now saying, let them cook. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let them cook. Baby, our name Bennett, we ain't in it. Okay? So let me go ahead and continue. Y'all, that's that. You could go watch TikTok. And you see a bunch of TikToks about it. Of course, it's gonna be on all other social media too. But we see a bunch of TikToks that saying this is no longer our fight, because we said what we said and we stood on it. The numbers prove that we stood on it. But you white women went in there and just voted for Trump, even though it's not beneficial to yourself. So when they cut IVF, and Lord forbid you can't get pregnant, we're gonna be, let her cook. Let Trump cook. Let him cook. You can't get birth control in your state. We're gonna be like, let him cook. Because we did our part. We can't do it. Hey, let them cook. So that's that, y'all. Y'all go watch all the videos and all the numbers. Also, Also, I didn't put this in the description, but we're gonna talk about it. Also, they are saying, why is this phone? I'm angling it. Let me turn it back. Okay. So also they saying, y'all, that there's a chance of a recount because VP Harris on her website, there's like a mention, like donate, there's a mention of a recount. What I also have seen, but I have not went and checked the numbers yet, is that there's a mass amount of people, and like I said, I was watching TikTok, but I haven't went to actually Google it yet. But there's a mass amount of people who are noticing that in all the swing states that VP Harris lost, that those states elected Democrat for everything else. And there was like hundreds of thousands of votes that they didn't vote the ticket. All they did was voted for president. But they ain't vote for nothing else. They ain't vote for no other candidate. They just only went in there and voted for the president and walked out. So I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. We're gonna all see how it pan out, but sounds fishy to me. And then, according to these TikTokers who they said they did the research, they went back and seen have this ever happened in history. Because what I do know is typically when somebody vote whatever their party is, they vote that down the ticket. Meaning, if they vote for the president for the Republican, they're gonna vote for a Republican mayor. They're gonna vote for a Republican senator, Republican district, Republican judge. They're going to vote for Republican down their ticket. Most people don't vote Republican for one thing, then Democrat for something else, and independent for something else. You know what I'm saying? A third party for something else. They just vote Republican down the ticket. Same thing. They vote Democrat for one for the president. They vote Democrat down the ticket. So they say it's odd that this happened, and then they, like I said, when they looked at the history, this have not happened in history no other time that they have voted for a president, but then elected nothing but Democrats and elected women. So Democratic women. So they're like, this is odd. So I don't know. I believe they may be looking into it, but we'll see, y'all. Now, what did I say we're going to talk about first? Since we already talking about Trump, let's go ahead and talk about the Trump. Now, he didn't assign border his borders are, right? Who was the former ICE head, the head of ICE during the time that they was, no, I can't say allegedly, during the time they was locking kids in cages. When Trump was president, they were separating the kids from the parents. Because if parents come over here illegally and then they have kids while they're here, those kids are American citizens. Those parents are still illegal immigrants. So they'll get them parents and ship them parents back to Mexico or wherever they done came from. Meanwhile, they have these kids who's American here, and there's nobody here to take care of the kids because a lot of the time they are leaving, that country, and they're leaving their family to come over here to America. So, they don't have the family here. So the kids were literally in cages because they had no guardians and they had nowhere else to go. They was born here in America. It ain't like they knew their family out there and they can't go separately. So they was literally locking kids in cages. But the Latinos just before they voted for uh so he was the head of the ICE during this the ICE department during this time. And now Donald Trump have named him his border czar for his upcoming presidency. So this is I'm going to read y'all the article from NPR.com. So President-elect Trump announced Sunday night that Tom Homan, his former acting head of Immigration and Custom Enforcement, that's what ICE stands for, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, will join his second administration to oversee border control. Look, you hear me flipping pages. So you didn't print it out pages, but I can't go to the website while I'm on the phone. So let me see what this says. His role as border czar does not require Senate confirmation. Homan will be in charge of southern and northern U.S. borders as well as all maritime, and aviation security. Trump said in his post on Truth Social. Likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back there, adding that there is nobody better at policing and controlling our borders. It is unclear what role Homan will take since managing immigration requires coordination between several agencies, including the Department of Homeland Security. Homan, a former police officer and a border control agent, has worked under 6 presidents during his 3 decades in law enforcement. He was executive associate director of enforcement and removal operations for immigration and custom enforcement under President Obama. I don't know if I can see. No, I can't see y'all comment. Yes, I can. I can see y'all comments. Y'all, hey, how y'all doing? And I want to take a minute and pause because I need to drink some pop first of all because my mouth is getting dry with reading all this. But also, I talk a lot. But also to remind y'all, go ahead, like the video, okay? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, let's continue. Homan repeatedly praised Trump for being the one who did the most to secure the borders. What does this say? Got a staple somewhere up in here where I can't even read this word. Oh, Sunday announcement was largely expected as Trump had said over the summer that he would tap Homan to help oversee immigration policies in his potential second term. Speaking at the National Conservatives Conservatism conference in July, Homan told undocumented immigrants to wait until 2025. And if you're here illegally, you better be looking over your shoulder. Trump comes back in January, Homan said. I'll be on his heels coming back, and I will run the biggest deportation operation this country ever seen. Man, they already didn't put these the Mexican and the kids up in a camp. He said that this the ever seen, so this is gonna be more than the Japanese. Yeah, I better buckle what they say. Sit down and hold on tight. Buckle up. It's gonna be rough. This what he's telling y'all if y'all illegal now. I ain't saying it. He said it. You know, like I said, black people said, let them cook. Mm, he locking kids in cage. Let them cook. Um, so let me repeat. Homan has said Trump's coming back in January. I will be on his heels coming back, and I will run the biggest deportation operation this country ever seen. Homan was the face of Trump administration crackdown on immigration during his tenure as acting director of ICE from January of 2017 to June of 2018. During that time, he often appeared at White House press briefing to defend his agents' arrest of undocumented immigrants and call for stronger enforcement, according to CNN, and applauded Trump for taking the shackles off ICE by allowing agents to make a broader range of arrests. That was during the time where, they pretty much had to have the slave papers back in Texas. Y'all remember, like, during slavery time, let's take a time out. During slavery time, Black people would have to walk around with their slave documents. That's to prove that they was free. The ones who was free, to prove that they was free, or they'll just take your ass and throw you back in slavery and resell you. During this time, when he was in office, they allowed them a larger range where they was pretty much. I remember this. It was like if it was like a car in Mexicans like they do here. Well, I'm from Chicago. So in Chicago, if it's a car, they had this big, especially the 90s, 2000. They see a car, black people, baby, they can pull them over. They'll just pull you over. Just so driving while black, they would just pull you over. So down in Texas, they seen a car of Hispanics, or they may have walked up to somebody landscaping. somebody get some work done on their house, and because you could just ask them for their ID. If you ain't got it on you, baby, you're going to jail. Okay, you're going to jail, and then they'll ship you right on back. You can't prove that you're American citizens. So that's what he was saying when he was like Trump allowed them to take the shackles off. That and for your blacks who voted for Trump, did y'all see that? I know I'm getting distracted. I'm finna get back to this article, but did y'all see that the black guy who was like an advocate, who was a Make America Great Again? He was a big MAGA, but became popular because he was black and a big MAGA. And he was just on TikTok once Trump got elected because he on he on there crying and shit because because he's on there celebrating that Trump got elected, right? And then all the racists then get on his get on his post like, we don't need you no more. You will never be accepted as us. And I'm in the background like, ooh. Let them cook. Baby, I'm saying that all for the next 4 years. Let them racists cook. Let them cook, baby. And he over there hurt. He over there hurt because he truly believed that, that, that he was, accepted into uh that racist party. Not saying Republicans are, but the MAGAs, they damn sure was. Now, let me go back to this article. But yeah, y'all could go look that up. No, I just wanted to say if I was at home, I would be able to show y'all. But I'm not. So let me go back. So, where I was back to the article. Homan applauded Trump for taking the shackles off ICE by allowing agents to make a broader range of arrests. Notably, Homan was one of the architects behind its controversial family separation policy. More than 5,500 children of immigrants were separated from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border in 2008. Let them cook. Under the administrative short-lived zero tolerance policy. Let them cook. According to the Department of Homeland Security, as of April, there was still 1,401 children without confirmation, without confirmed reuniting with their parents. Trump signed an executive order stopping family separation in June 2018 after much condemnation from lawmakers and the public. And the Biden administration officially rescinded it days after Biden took office in 2021. Homan retired in 2018 when the White House failed to move his nomination towards Senate confirmations, according to the Washington Post. He became a Fox News contributor. Fox News, wow, that's shocking. Joined the Conservative Heritage Foundation as a visiting fellow and contributed to Project 2025, its controversial blueprint for reshaping the federal government. Trump has sought to distance himself from Project 2025 during his campaign, even though it overlaps with his own agenda. Trump made immigration a major part of his campaign and has vowed to deport millions and millions of immigrants who are in the country without authorization. Homan has warned undocumented immigrants to start packing. Homan spoke about how such deportation will work in an interview on Fox Sunday morning future hours before his appointment was announced, saying it'd be a well-targeted planned operation conducted by the men of ICE. This is Homan. This is his quote. When we go out there, we're going to know who we're looking for. We most likely know where they're going to be, and it's going to be done in a humane manner. Homan said, adding, it will focus on the public safety threats and the national security threats first. But those groups won't be the only target. Did y'all hear that? Wait, let them cook. He said they're going to focus on public safety threat and national security threat, but they won't be the only target. Homan told CBS 60 Minutes last month he said he will restart workplace enforcement after the Biden administration moved it away after the controversial practice of mass worksite immigration raids in favor of pursuing exploitative employees. He said, in the interview, families can be deported together, suggesting children who are U.S. citizens but with undocumented parents will have to go with them. See, they didn't say in this article because I watched the clip. What happened was the lady said, "Is there any way for you to do this mass deportation and not separate family?" He said, "Yeah, send the children back to their home with their mamas and their daddies. Send them back with their undocumented parents," is what he said. So months earlier, speaking on stage at the Republican National Convention, Homan said Trump would designate Mexican cartel a terrorist organization for their role in getting fentanyl over the border, warning he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. He also addressed undocumented immigrants at large, whom he said Biden released into the country against federal law. He told them, "You better start packing now." Well, let them cook. You better start packing now. Let them cook. You better start packing now. Ooh, 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 ooh. They should be rappers, baby, because they just be out there throwing. Okay. I need to focus. So he told them, "You better start packing now," he said, as attendees waving pro deportation signs cheered, "because you're going home." Trump anti-immigration rhetoric and policies proposals, while clearing a winning issue with voters, are being met without pushback. Now it's been 9 years and he still had concept of a plan. He have concept of of ideas of a plan for the health care insurance that Obama created that he want to take back so much and leave y'all with nothing. He still got concept, but that immigration baby is ready. Your Latinos who voted. In the days since Trump election, immigrants' right groups have said they stand ready to challenge this anti-immigrant policies through protests, local legislation, and lawsuits. And analysts from the Brookings Institution, the American Enterprise potential, even negative, net immigrants to the U.S. will hurt the economy, as NRP has reported. Homan is not the only appointee that Trump has named for his upcoming term. He announced last week that Susie Wiles would be his chief of staff. On Monday, Trump offered Representative Elise Stanfick, the New York Republican who chairs the House Republican Conference, to be the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. The role requires Senate confirmation, which is all but guaranteed and assumed to be Republican controlled chambers. Okay, y'all. Yep. So that's who he got as the border czar. So y'all know last week, was it last week or the week before? But anyway, Lil Durk have been arrested. They got him. They tried to get him for the same thing the Young Thug, but Young Thug didn't get out that jam. Uh, but they arrested him, and I reported on this story. So go back to the old video if you didn't watch it and see what they got on him. I heard a defense attorney say that the case isn't that strong. That the strongest thing they have is a text from Lil Durk saying, "Make sure the y'all don't get tickets in my name. Like make sure the plane tickets don't trace back to me." And he's saying a good attorney could like wiggle up out that jam. So now while he in there, I didn't see the news that they put additional charges on him. So I was thinking, oh, because the rumor is that this ain't the first time that he done hired somebody to unalive somebody. So I'm thinking, oh, they got more information on another case that they finna, drop it down on them, slam the hammer down. No, they just added more charges to the same case. So it's already charges they could have did initially. So I said, I think what happened, this is just me, but I ain't no lawyer and I don't know nothing about it. But just logic. It seemed like they probably offering a little darker deal and he ain't. And I maybe the people ain't snitching. And so they like, okay, well, we finna give you more charges to make you to make you get scared. They finna give you scared. And so that's what I feel like. But let me read this article. So this is from ABC News. So New charges have been lodged against Grammy Award winner rapper Lil Durk, who was previously facing a federal unaliving conspiracy charge in Los Angeles in connection with an August 2022 killing near the Beverly Center, officials announced Friday. The 32-year-old rapper, Chicago rapper, whose real name is Dirk Banks, is charged in a superseding federal indictment returned late Thursday that adds two felony counts against him. Banks is now charged with one count of conspiracy, one count of interstate facilities to commit unallowed for hire resulting in death, one count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms in a machine firearm, in possession of such firearms, and furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. The updated indictment filed in Los Angeles federal courts add Banks as the lead defendant to a previous indictment returned last month against 5 alleged members and associates of bank rap collective known as OTF, or Only the Family. Banks is accused of ordering the unaliving of Twyquin Bauman, a Georgia rapper called Quando Rondo, whose cousin was underlive in a botched ambush 2 years ago near the shopping mall. Banks was arrested on October 17th near Miami International Airport after law enforcement learned that he had been booked on multiple international flights. A federal judge in Miami ordered him jail without bond until he is transferred to Los Angeles. Now, just to tell y'all what this defense attorney had said. He was like, because they are saying that they arrested Dirk because he booked multiple um international flights. And the defense attorney was like, well, if you deal in cases like this is not really that bad, especially for somebody famous. Because what they typically do, if the lawyer get word that, okay, they finna arrest your client or they got a warrant out for your client, what he'll tell the client to do is go book an international flight in order for then it'll be a red flag up under your name if you got a warrant or something and you're trying to skip town. And that's the way you'll know whether or not you got a warrant out. He said it is odd that it was multiple flights, because typically you just got to book one, you get a red flag, and you can't book that flight. But Lil Durk had multiple flights booked up under his name. Now, let's continue. All 6 defendants, none of whom had yet entered a plea to the charge, are expected to be arraigned in federal court in downtown Los Angeles in the coming weeks. Prosecutors contend that Bank put a bounty on Bauman after associate Bauman underlive a close friend of Banks 2 years ago at a nightclub in Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all know they talking about Vaughn. Around August 18, 2022, the alleged conspirators learned that Bauman was staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. The next day, Banks' 5 friends traveled from Chicago to Los Angeles for the purpose of unallowing Bauman, federal prosecutor alleged. Members and associates OTF allegedly used 2 vehicles and worked in tandem to track, stalk, and attempt to unallow Bauman at the gas station, according to court papers. The co-conspirator fired at least 18 rounds at Bauman's vehicle, striking and unaliving one of Bauman's family members. Y'all know that was Bauman, was Rondo's cousin, who was traveling with the intended target. The 19-page superseding indictment charges Banks and 5 other Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Bryan Lindsay, and Aisha Houston, with crimes arising from the unaliving, including unalive for hire and conspiracy to commit unaliving for hire resulting in death. Federal prosecutors contend that Bank ordered Bauman unaliving and ultimate pay for the alleged co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to Los Angeles on the day before the unaliving. Around the time that the flights was purchased, records show that a phone number associated with Banks texts a co-conspirator, "Don't book no flights under my name involved with me." According to the affidavit filed with the criminal complaint. Y'all, that's how it reads. So it's in quotes, so I'm assuming it's the direct quote. So don't book no flights under no names involved. Sorry. Don't book no flights under no names involved with me. So the affidavit said Banks flew on a private jet from Miami to Los Angeles with Grant. Grant used Banks' credit card to book a room at the Sheraton University Hotel where the five men the alleged hit team stayed the night before they tracked down Ballman, according to the affidavit, which contends Grant purchased six masks for the shooters to use to commit the unaliving. Banks, meanwhile, stayed at a rental home. The document says the rapper won a Grammy earlier this year for Best Rap Performance. His album Divorce and 7220 both sold more than 1 million copies. A new Lil Durk album, his ninth studio album, is scheduled to be released on November the 22nd. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think was going to happen with this. Do y'all think that he's going to get off like Young Thug? But y'all remember Young Thug had that court case was a shit show. So that was different lawyers. Little Wody was on there saying all type of thing, went viral. He done made it rich off his doggone testimony. You know, the first judge wilding out, arresting because he did arresting um Young Thug attorney because he had went and had a private meeting with one of the witnesses, which is against the law. He ended up either stepping down or getting replaced. Another judge came in and she was like, I ain't doing this. And so then the third judge came, and this when he finally got his he took a plea deal, which it was like pretty much he getting released and he gonna be on probation. Now, do y'all think that's going to be the situation? Is he going to get off? Do y'all think they're going to drop the charges? Do y'all think this is a good case? But I know this is kind of like a dumb question because everybody gonna be like, of course he did it. Do y'all think he did it? Because he was probably been trying to change his life with all my life. Been trying. He must been trying to change his life, with that new inspirational song, okay? And now I want to say this is happening around the same time as this song. Do y'all think he did it? Or they just charging him because, Von was his best friend and everybody know that this was revenge for Von. So yeah, I don't know, but I got to get on up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Don't forget, let me put this subscribe button. I had to I'll be forgetting to put my Cash App and Venmo, but it's right there going across the stream. If y'all want to go ahead and donate to me, I would say the channel, but it's to me. But like the video, hit subscribe, go to the notification, hit all so y'all can see when I go live. Follow me on all social media, Tootie Talk. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I will catch y'all next time. Bye.